Welcome to our exploration of developmental psychopathology and attachment, delving into how early experiences profoundly shape our mental health. When we talk about mental health, we often focus on symptoms and diagnoses. But there's another perspective that looks at how psychological problems develop over time. This perspective also examines why some individuals remain resilient even under difficult circumstances, highlighting the dynamic nature of well-being. That's the core idea behind developmental psychopathology, a field that offers a comprehensive view of mental health. Developmental psychopathology explores the pathways of emotional and behavioral development from early life onward, tracing their evolution. Instead of seeing mental disorders as fixed categories, it views them as part of a continuum between normal and abnormal development. This means that so-called pathology is often just an exaggerated form of normal human experience, shaped by biology, relationships, and the environment. The field asks key questions to understand these complex interactions. Why do some children exposed to stress or trauma develop mental disorders, while others stay healthy? How do genetic factors interact with parenting, peers, and culture to shape behavior? And how do early developmental patterns influence mental health later in life, creating lasting impacts? One of the most important findings from this field is that risk and protective factors interact across multiple levels. These levels include biological, psychological, family, and social dimensions, all playing a crucial role. For example, poverty or parental conflict can increase risk, while emotional warmth, stable attachment, and good problem-solving skills can protect against it. Children who remain mentally healthy despite facing adversity are described as resilient, showcasing their remarkable strength. Resilience isn't a fixed trait. It changes depending on the situation and the person's stage of life. It's more like a process of adapting successfully under stress, supported by both internal strengths and external relationships. This brings us directly to attachment theory, which offers one of the strongest explanations for how early relationships shape emotional health. The theory was developed by John Bowlby, a British psychiatrist and psychoanalyst, and later expanded by Mary Ainsworth. They discovered that from birth, humans are wired with a biological attachment system, an instinct that drives infants to seek closeness and protection from their caregivers. This seeking behavior is particularly evident when infants feel threatened or distressed, highlighting their need for comfort. A secure attachment develops when caregivers respond consistently and sensitively to the child's needs. This helps the child feel safe and teaches them that the world is predictable and that people can be trusted. Over time, these early experiences form internal working models, which are mental representations of ourselves and others. If early relationships are stable and caring, we learn deep down that we are worthy of love and that others can be reliable. If they are inconsistent, neglectful, or frightening, we may carry those expectations into adulthood, leading to anxiety, avoidance, or difficulties with intimacy. Attachment theory also connects directly to mentalization, which is the ability to understand one's own and others' thoughts and emotions. Children develop this crucial skill through sensitive relationships, where feelings are named, mirrored, and understood. When attachment is disrupted or traumatic, this capacity to mentalize can break down, impacting emotional regulation. This breakdown has been linked to personality disorders, emotional instability, and the transmission of trauma across generations. So, developmental psychopathology and attachment theory together give us a powerful framework for understanding mental health. They show that mental health is not something we simply have or don't have. It's something that develops through experience. And most importantly, they remind us that supportive relationships can both prevent and heal psychological distress. In short, understanding how people grow and how they connect is one of the most effective ways to understand how they suffer and how they can recover.